What's up, everybody? Oh man, this movie, currently, as of this taping, is my favorite movie released in 2022. Just dropping that. I know it's May, so I don't expect that. I don't expect that to stay, and I would be shocked if this stays in my top 10. I think it's entirely possible that there are 10 more films coming out this year that will end up surpassing this. But right now, currently, this is my favorite film of 2022, and I've seen, I believe, somewhere between 40 and 50. I can't remember how close to 50 I am off the top of my head. But this is it. Yes, I'm putting this above the Batman. Sorry. I know that's going to be scandalous, and some people are going to be like, what? But the Batman was amazing. And it's like, yes, the Batman was a great film, and I gave it an A-. And maybe had they not put that cameo in there, I might have liked the film a little bit more if they weren't so, trying to set up a sequel during the during the first film. Just trust the fact that the first film works. But yeah, so it was the Batman. It is now this film. Hi, I'm Mac from MacTheMovieGuy.com, and this is a review of The Outfit. I'm a blind film critic, by the way. So I'm going to be taking this film from a blind film critic's perspective and talking about audio description. Now, if you want to find that audio description, where I found this film is on Peacock. That's where it is right now, currently. I believe it's also on demand. So if you don't have Peacock and you want to track it down, that's where you can get it. I don't know if it's on DVD. I think it's too fresh out of theaters, but maybe it is. I don't know. So what is The Outfit? Well, The Outfit is something within the context of the film. It's one of those titles that works multiple times because our protagonist, played lovely and amazingly by Mark Rylance, who is generally always good. He's one of those actors that's just always knocking it out of the park. He's a cutter, which he will remind you multiple times if you dare try to call him a tailor. And he assembles jackets and men's suits and stuff. And so that in itself could be considered an outfit. His business, the store that he runs, could be considered an outfit. But there's also an organization within the film that's called The Outfit. So there are like multiple ways. It's really kind of a brilliant title because it means so many different things on so many different levels. What this film basically is he's a British cutter who has moved to Chicago for reasons that will be determined as the film lays itself out. And he is in an area that is covered with mob activity. There are two different families. He's got a girl that works for him in his store, played by Deutsch. And she can't wait to get out of town. She's tired of the city and all of the BS, and her character's interesting too. Everybody in this film seems to have multiple levels and multiple layers, and you just keep peeling them back and they're like a totally different person. It's amazing. So I love how this film kept changing. And there's this like one crime family that kind of sort of uses his store a little bit more than the other. Well, actually totally more. The other family doesn't use the other family is not seen in the store coming in and out. But there is this one family, and it's the two main guys in the beginning are the main mafia boss's son and like sort of his top lieutenant or whatever, who is referenced as being the guy that took the bullet for the other guy's father. Richie is the son, Francis is the lieutenant. And Mabel is the girl. So there's a bunch of names. Anyway, so our lovely Cutter finds himself in a predicament when the Richie and Frankie end up getting sort of ambushed, and they find out that there's a rat in the organization, and gave up their position, and Richie's been shot, and there becomes a lot of talk about who's the rat within the family, who gave them up, who's been telling the other family their opposition, all of their stuff. And the film just kind of continues to play out from there in a very interesting way. And I don't want to like spoil it, because this film has twist upon twist upon twist upon twist, and it just keeps twisting. And when you think you're done twisting, it twists again. And I love it. And the best thing about this film is it's so blind friendly. It has really solid audio description, and I wish I could have known who did it. But Peacock is one of those services that loves to take you out of the credits before the credits are over. So that's fun. But yeah, it has really good audio description on top of it. But it's also really easy. Like, this is a film expertly crafted. Like, this is, if there was a perfect film for blind people to be able to follow and understand, it's a film that takes place in one location with a very limited cast that is dialogue heavy. And even the twists in the plot just happen to be mostly with dialogue. The little things that are visual are easily described. Everything is just, man, I mean, this was just like a perfect film for me. I was like, man, this is a perfect film for the blind community. It's a little violent, I guess, if you don't like violence in films. This is a mob movie, so some people do get shot. It's not a horror film, like, people aren't running around decapitating each other, but I'm not gonna lie, there isn't gun violence. Interesting fact, the film takes place entirely within the confines of this dude's store. So it also benefits from having a one location, which means it doesn't have to continuously describe things over and over and over, because as the film progresses, you realize how much you know about this dude's store, and you can sort of picture this guy's store because they never leave it. So you know all about the front room and the back room. It's it really feels like it's like slowly as the film has progressed, that as it gives you more and more description about the room and where things are located, that you've really gotten to fully fleshed out. Like, I feel like I could walk into that room and know where I am and be like, all right, well, okay, so I'm going to go into the back. And, like I had a great image of what this looked like. So, I thought it was, I thought it was set up really well. I thought it's well acted. Even Dylan O'Brien in a role that I just really did not think he could pull off. He did fine. I'm not gonna let him pull my grade down, because when I say fine, I mean fine. And he did not impact the film enough in a way. I don't know that I necessarily buy Dylan O'Brien as being in a mafia family. A little bit of an odd casting choice there. But I think he did with the role what he could do as Dylan O'Brien. So, and I refuse to let him pull down my enjoyment of this film, because I enjoyed the rest of it so much. Mark Rylance is so good in this film. The script is so good. The twists are so interesting, and you think you've got everything figured out, and then you don't have everything figured out, and then you think you have things figured out, and then you think that that's where the film is going, and then that's not where the film is going. It's really good. It feels like the kind of thing, I hate saying Hitchcockian, but it does kind of feel a little bit like this might have been, if Alfred Hitchcock was still around, this might have been something he would have made. Just because of the mystery and the intrigue part of it. It's not scary. It's not psycho, but it's so well crafted that I just, yeah, I don't know. I got nothing else. I could just like heap praise upon this film for days. Like I said, the audio description is great. There were little parts, little nuanced parts that I thought were great. My one qualm would be, and it doesn't really matter too much because it's talked about a few seconds later in the audio description. But I guess this slight spoiler. So I'm going to tread lightly here and try not to spoil anything. I'll say somebody gets shot. And in the audio description, we're told that they get shot. But not necessarily how bad the shot was. And in the dialogue, it's later on somebody says how bad the shot was. And maybe we could have put that in the audio description so that we knew impactfully what that scene looked like. I'm guessing the audience saw something else that we were not able to see. And then we found out, a minute later when in dialogue it talks about the shot. I know that's incredibly vague, and only people who have seen the film are going to be like, oh, I picked up on that too. Or, oh, that I get what he's saying. I don't know. It really didn't bother me. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. But it would bother me more if this was a horror movie. Thinking about things I've watched recently, I definitely feel like that's more for that genre. For this genre, people don't come to this genre for gore. So it doesn't really matter. But I love the film. I can't recommend this enough. I thought the audio description was great. I'm going to try to figure out who it is so that I can praise them when I actually sit down to write the review. Remember, I do 2 reviews, a video one, and I actually write one for the website. So I'm going to try really hard to figure out who did the audio description because they deserve a lot of love and praise for this. But please watch The Outfit. It's my favorite film of 2022 right now. So that says a lot when I've seen over 40 films that are released just in this year. I'm talking about films that have just released in 2022, not films that I've seen this year that were released in other years. Just films with a 2022 release date. The Outfit is currently my number 1 film. Mark Rylance is great. He always is. That's it. Watch it. I don't know what else to say. I already told you I was going to give this. You can guess the grade, but I'll say it out loud like I always do at the end of my videos. I'm going to give The Outfit an A. Let me know what you think in the comments. Hopefully this review is useful for you. I don't want to spend too long just continuing to talk about how much I love the film over and over and how much it worked for me, especially a film that's twisty and I can't really reveal too much about. So just like and subscribe, the usual stuff. Throw your boy some likes and some subscribes. And for MacMovieGuy.com for more reviews and Audio Description Project to see what else is audio described. And just remember, he's a cutter, not a tailor.